afternoon. It may not necessarily be all that pretty to those coming to the plate today because that wind is blowing in. Might have a tough time leaving the yard in this one.
Worst nightmare. And a pitcher's dream.
Hitting coaches don't like it either. A call strike to start the count to Riley Blampede. The 400 average has driven in 18 runs as well. High and a 1-1 count. So A&M, they got the late runs to win it last night, Tori, in a terrific game. But I thought the story was the chances Carolina let go by in the early innings, the first and second.
Yeah, especially with the way Emily Kennedy was throwing after that second inning. It was almost like a light switch just flipped on. And it was truly after Trish Ford went out to the mound and was like, hey, what's going on? Like, get it done. You're doing a little bit too much right now. You're overthrowing. And after that, she settled right in, and she looked incredible.
Yeah, Carolina couldn't cash in on their best chances. And then Emily Kennedy cruised the rest of the way. Now Carolina's going to give themselves a chance right away today because Riley Blampede doubles into the right center field gap.
This is one way to feel good about yourself, is getting it going early in the second game of the series. Blampede, she's got such a pretty swing with that leg kick and stays behind the ball so well, able to spray the field. That's a big-time double coming off a loss last night, trying to get the momentum shifting your way.
And Blampede, she was 1 for 3 last night. And here's Carly Shelton, made the terrific defensive plays. And Shelton at the plate last night was 2 for 3, moves up in the lineup to second today. She hit 7th last night. She showed bunt, trying to move Blampede over. But she is down to the count now. No balls, 2 strikes.
And no stranger to the sack bunt. We saw them do the same thing yesterday, trying to move those runners over. But what we talked about yesterday was the ability to get that bunt down on the very first strike that you see and get it executed the very first time. Shelton not able to do that.
Emily Levitt goes outside to get a strikeout.
Levitt busting out that changeup pretty early, keeps it low. This is exactly what you want when you're ahead in the count. Keep it low, it looks like it's in the zone, and then right at the last second, the hitter chases it. Just an ideal spot for Levitt.
Kiana Jones. Jones hitting over 300 at 308. 3 home runs on the season.
Yeah, and going back to that bunt, now you have one of your best hitters, your best power hitters, with a runner only at second. We could have moved her over to third base.
Well, more defense shows up early on Saturday. That was ripped, but Kennedy Powell is there to make the grab.
A hot shot, the power of Kiana Jones, but Kennedy Powell able to handle it pretty easily over there. She is playing a little close to the line. You see that adjustment. Earlier in the season, she started a little bit further away from that line and has realized, you know, her strongest point is going to her left, to her glove side, so she's positioned perfectly.
Call strike to start the count to Anaya Black. And Black is hitting 368. To right field, Enright onto the track as she makes the catch. Allie Enright makes the grab, deep and right.
Different look than we saw from Vaughter last night. She relies on that rise. The up pitch is her go-to, but she can throw a little bit of everything. She can go with that screw curve combo. She has the ability to throw multiple pitches well. and spin them well and have them break true. So she could look like a different pitcher from Saturday to Sunday.
Here is the Aggie lineup. 19th ranked team in the country, 21-2 now after the win last night. Starts with Coco Woolley. Jazz Hill is next. Jazz Hill, who is after Woolley, 2 for 3 last night. Each team had 5 hits in the game an evening ago.
Yeah, Hill really the spark plug for them last night with the 2 big doubles, 1 to left, 1 to right. And then Coco Woolley, of course, using her speed to cause a little havoc on the base paths.
So behind in the count, Margetko gets a strike into Woolley, and it's 3-1. Chopped, not easy to get Woolley, but a nice play by Brooke Blankenship.
Blankenship just showing off the goods on defense. She is someone that Bev Smith said, just go ahead and mark her in for all of the games this season. She will be in the lineup card because that's the leadership and the execution she brings to the South Carolina defense.
So Jazz Hill at the plate, 2 doubles last night. That went all the way to the netting. I mean, that was elevated.
Just held on to it a little bit too long.
If that was a rise ball, it didn't quit. It's 1-0.
You know, being a freshman, it's easy to kind of get in your head about throwing certain pitches and trusting them through the zone. And that's something that, you know, Margetko and Vaughter have had a big relationship in developing Sage and understanding that, hey, I'm here for a reason. Trust my pitches. In the zone, I can still spin them, and they can look like that. Still hard for these hitters to hit, but not trying to overthrow them. I think that rise, you know how scary Jazz Hill is at the plate. So to try to get that rise, trying to get it up and out of her sights, you don't want her swinging at that. So you're thinking, don't miss, and then you don't hit your spot at all.
High on the 2-1. So Margetko went 3-1 to Woolley, got her to ground out. She's 3-1 to Jazz Hill. So now a full count. High and inside, so the Aggies get a 1-out walk and a base runner.
And a good take by Hill. Just swung at strike 2 in the same location. Has the wherewithal to know to hold back. That's going to be a ball. And definitely not something you want to hit that high up on the hands. Unless you see it early and get your barrel out, it's better to let that pitch go.
Margetko came into today with a pretty good strikeout to walk ratio, 45-16, but issues the walk to Jazz Hill. Trinity Cannon now at the plate. So Jazz Hill running at first base. She has 7 home runs. Cannon at the plate. She also has 7 home runs. Both Hill and Cannon coming into this weekend tied for the lead in the SEC in home runs. And the Aggies as a team, the most home runs in the league. And that was a close play at first base, trying to throw back and get Hill. Good throw by Julia Desiderio, the catcher.
Getting a little laugh there, almost get caught a little bit off guard. You're like, oh, I'm in the game now. I'm ready to go.
That'll wake you up.
It definitely will.
Bit too far inside. And a 2-1 count to Trinity Cannon. So the Aggies can launch the long ball. Today, not favorable conditions for that, with the wind blowing in toward left field.
And I think the wind today actually helps the mindset of the A&M hitters because Sage Marjetko is a rise ball pitcher. She relies on her up ball, which most of the time hitters are going to get under and pop up. So if A&M can think, stay on top of the ball, cut through the wind, and not worry about the home runs, I think they could run into some if they lay off a pitch like that. They have to get one that's a little bit lower in the zone, and they have to get their barrel on top of the ball.
So 2-2 to Trinity Cannon. Off speed, got her looking. Big pitch by the freshman Sage Marjetko.
A huge pitch, the first changeup we've seen from her, but you see it just come out of her hand, start spinning, and just drops in right in the strike zone, freezing Cannon. That's a big pitch from the freshman.
So with 2 outs and a runner on, Julia Cottrell comes to the plate. We talked about it last night that you get Jazz Hill and Trinity Cannon to the plate, both with 7 home runs leading the SEC, and then Julia Cottrell comes up, just one behind them with 6 homers. Too high there.
Yeah, I would say they offer a little bit of protection this year for Cottrell. I mean, you saw the numbers she put up last year, was an All-American, just a phenomenal season, but she got hurt in the middle of the season. Wasn't hitting, wasn't catching, so Trinity Cannon was actually feeling a lot of that pressure. And this year, now you've got Jazz Hill and Trinity Cannon and a healthy Julia Cottrell. I mean, that trio right there, that's a lot of power.
And with Julia Cottrell at the plate, she's played in over 200 collegiate games now. She's a transfer from Oklahoma State. Walked on 4 pitches. Actually, both runners on base for A&M, Jazz Hill and Julia Cottrell, have both played in over 200 college games. Jazz Hill transferred from Arizona State, Cottrell from Oklahoma State, true veterans. They're both on base for Ayanna Coleman, College Station, Texas native. Hit that foul out of play, left side. This is Ayanna Coleman's 2nd start of the season. Now, she's played in 16 games prior to today, but just makes her 2nd start here today. Another off-speed, low and away.
Another hitter with a lot of power. She's got 4 hits on the season, and 2 of them are home runs. So she's no stranger to that home run ball, but I think for her the key is finding a pitch to hit and just barreling it up, not worrying about how far it's going and how hard she's swinging, rather than just staying smooth and in her legs.
Tricia Ford will take that trend every other at-bat. A home run if she can keep that up.
Wouldn't that be nice? You're just like, yep,
That's
Ayanna,
a season.
get in here.
That's a season right there, if you could. Hit hard to right field, base hit. Bobbled for a moment in right by Carly Henderson, and the Aggies are going to take the initial lead. Ayanna Coleman, in just her 2nd start, delivers in her first plate appearance today.
Another big-time hit for Coleman, this time taking that outside pitch. The posture, that is the posture that I was talking about. Able to stay in her legs, stay over the plate, and really just get the barrel to that ball. The ball, the velocity will handle itself. As long as you get there solid, you're good to go.
Jazz Hill scores on the base hit by Ayanna Coleman, and Julia Cottrell went to 3rd base. South Carolina had a meeting in the circle.
Texas A&M right fielder number 33, Allie Enright.
And Allie Enright will come to the plate, who is also having a terrific season. 453 her average. Already once been named SEC Player of the Week this year.
It started off extremely hot. First 2 weekends, I felt like every play or every hit was a home run or a double. has cooled off a little bit, but I always like to think of SEC kind of the second season. You're facing new competition, a lot of the teams you've already seen before, but another opportunity to kind of restart, kind of wipe the slate clean and think, all right, it's go time again. Let's get it.
Called strike. One thing about Marjetko early, she hasn't necessarily been working ahead of these Aggie hitters. And she has allowed a run in the opening inning, or the Aggies opening at bat, I should say. Now it's 2-2 after the foul off by Allie Enright.
Yeah, I think if she gets ahead a little bit earlier in the count, she will get a lot more swings and misses on the changeup, on the up ball, because it makes the hitter more aggressive, thinking they have to protect. But right now, when she's pitching from behind, you can kind of spit on it and say, nah, I don't really want that one.
And Marjetko has issued 2 walks this inning. Now it's a full count to Allie Enright. One of those walks has come home to score Jazz Hill. Check swing, looked like she went around. They will ring her up. Marjetko gets her. And one thing she's done, the use of the transfer portal, nothing short of terrific. I mean, she's gotten some influential players in that transfer portal, Jazz Hill being one of them. Jazz Hill has scored the first run of this game. Yeah, Kennedy Powell already has a terrific catch at third base in this game.
Yeah, I was going to say the 2 transfers from ASU really kind of stick out to me, because I think they bring a lot of the culture from playing at Arizona State under Ford and company, because all 3 of the staff that came over were there when they were playing, and they won a Pac-12 championship. So they know what to expect. They know what the coaches expect of them. They know the level of play. They know how to act in the dugout, in the locker room, in the cages, right? They just know the answers. They're a lot older. They have the experience. It truly does make a difference when, you know, you have those older players that the girls can look to and really lean on.
Zoe Leno is at the plate. We were talking to Tricia Ford before the season started, and one thing she said about Jazz Hill, who she coached at Arizona State, now here at A&M, she said she just fits me, fits my personality.
Yeah.
And you know that's a good relationship with the perfect person to have on your roster if that was her explanation.
Yeah, and if you know Ford, you know that she is a no-nonsense type coach. She's going to tell you exactly what it is, good or bad. And she expects the same from her players, right? She loves that communication piece between them. Like, if something's not going right, let her know. She's very much so no emotion, all direct communication to just get it over with.
Over the second straight inning, South Carolina is going to get the leadoff hitter aboard. That was a walk to Zoe Leno.
Go here.
Carolina started with a double in the top of the first, but that double was by Blampede, and she was stranded right there at second base by the end of the inning. Here is Carly Henderson at the plate. Henderson, a terrific average, and last night, multi-hits. She went 2 for 3 against the Aggies. Good off-speed pitch.
Yeah, I love it when that changeup is working. It allows her to go so many different areas. She can go up with the rise. She can go out with that screw. And the moment she pulls that string, you can tell she's locked in.
Trying to come back here. Was a 2-0 count, now 2-2. Dealing with a runner on first and facing a tough hitter. Too high, and it's a full count. Reached out, stay with a full count.
She stayed away, away, away and went change. The key for her is to use both sides of the plate, so I'm interested to see if she tries to go back in and jam her up on the inner half.
That hit the bat twice, chopped it into the turf, and coming around on the backside, she knocked it away again. Long at bat here, Carly Henderson against Emily Levitt. We'll get another full count pitch. A third full count pitch. Too low, and Henderson works her way aboard, earns it, and now Carolina back-to-back walks to begin the top of 2.
Yeah, that's a big at-bat right there for Henderson, for Leno to start off with that walk and then really having to battle through that AB. She had back-to-back changeups, swung at the first one and then laid off that last one to get the walk. South Carolina's trying to run away with some momentum here.
Tricia Ford, the Aggies head coach, is also the pitching coach. She had to have an early meeting last night with Emily Kennedy, settled her ace down. Emily Kennedy ended up getting her 11th win of the year, which leads the nation, and she did it with her 6th shutout, which leads the nation. And now an early conversation with Emily Levitt as 2 are on and nobody is out in the top of the 2nd. Carolina, it feels like they've been threatening, because they have been early in games on both days, last night and today. They are still looking for their first run of the weekend, and Denver Bryant comes to the plate. Again, Carolina last night stranded 9 on base, 7 of them in scoring position. That has to be pretty frustrating for an offense. They stranded a leadoff double on base in the top of the 1st, and here they go with more chances. 2 on, nobody out, top of 2, trailing by a run.
Shocked we're not seeing Denver Bryant square around and try to lay down a bunt and advance those runners, but Bryant is a career 300 hitter in the SEC. She's proven herself. Sometimes it's easier for hitters, I think, to control the barrel and know how to put the ball in play rather than bunt, even though I believe every hitter should be able to bunt.
Now she shows it, and the runner may have gotten picked off. No, back diving safely is Zoe Leno. Got too far off the bag after Bryant didn't get the bunt down, and Julia Cottrell nearly wiped her off the base paths.
A heads-up play right there, not only by Cottrell, but also Wiggins to be able to get to that base. Strong throw. We know Cottrell has a great arm behind the plate. And just getting back.
Just missed on a 2-strike pitch to Denver Bryant. That's a fair ball. No, I think they're going to call that foul. It looked like it went just outside the bag at third base and was just barely foul. Home plate umpire Robert Guest is the one who eventually took over and made the call.
Yeah, that's a good call there. It happened so quick. I blink and I miss it. But again, we talked about how close Kennedy Powell is playing to the line now. She knows that if she has to leave her feet, most likely it's going to be foul.
So outside to Bryant, and here we go with another full count pitch. Saw a few of them to Carly Henderson a moment ago. So pitching with some stress here in the second inning, Emily Levitt. That is 3 walks to start the inning. And the bases are loaded with Gamecocks with nobody out.
That up pitch, same one we saw from Marjetko that wasn't getting called for a strike. Umpire doesn't really like arm side, inside to a righties as much.
Julia Desiderio, the catcher, at the plate and an off speed for a strike to start her count.
You can tell when the changeup is on for a pitcher how much second guessing kind of goes through the hitter's head, especially when they come up and they see it for the first time. Now it's almost in the back of their head the entire AB thinking, don't get beat on the change, don't get beat on the change.
Hit hard, but it will hook foul, and it's an 0-2 count.
But the change sets that pitch up beautifully. Getting jammed up on the inner half.
So the Aggies by a run, but the Gamecocks threatening. Just missed the outside corner.
Beautiful pitch. For 0-2, I personally would have even thrown it further off of the plate.
And that one is off the plate, 2-2.
I feel like she's just trying to be a little bit too careful, trying to not leave it too fat, and it's making her miss the strike zone a little bit more than she would like. But when you're pitching from behind, again, it's easier to not chase because you know you're ahead.
Hit by pitch. All free passes this inning. Leno comes home and the game is tied 1-1.
This drop ball on the inner half. I do see a little knee sticking out there, but obviously from this angle it is a little bit turned, so could have been in the box there, but heads up play. I would try to do the same exact thing, try to get hit. Well, maybe I take that back. I would never try to get it. Hurts too much, but that's what you need when your team is ready to score with some rally. Oh, that's a tough one. Talk about a team player there.
Jam facing Brooke Blankenship. High for a ball on the first pitch. So Vestal is in for Emily Levitt.
Yeah, different look than Levitt. She's got 3 different speeds, able to spin that ball really well, allowing her to get a lot of break on those pitches. But really your job here is just to come in and get outs.
2-0 now, that's outside.
And as a pitcher, when your name is called, you have to be ready to go. You have to come into the game and throw strikes. And when you're already in kind of limbo with the momentum, South Carolina, all it takes is one hit for them to steal that momentum away. And right now, you're not doing yourself any favors by coming in and not throwing strikes and letting them get closer to another run being plated by another walk this inning.
3 walks and a hit batter. That's how Carolina got their run. And now a 3-1 count to Brooke Blankenship.
And we talked about transfers too. Brooke Vestal is one of those transfers coming in from Ole Miss. Very familiar with the South Carolina lineup. I'm sure as they are with her.
There's a swing and a miss as Vestal tries to come back on Blankenship. Got her looking, came all the way back from 3-0 to strike 3, 1 down.
I think she just wanted to make it a little bit tougher for herself, but coming back from a 3-0 count and just spinning this curveball into the strike zone. I think she's finally caught her breath, finally calming down a little bit. She's finding the strike zone. But can she get the Aggies out of this jam?
Riley Blampede at the plate. She doubled earlier in this game. Blampede 2 for 4 in the series. Monster average over 400. Top of the order for the Gamecocks. That's a nice off-speed pitch. Has her down in the count.
I think she was just yanking our chain, Will. I really do.
Gonna come home to get the out. Nice play by Kennedy Powell.
If the Aggies can get out of this inning, only 1 run coming across the plate, it's going to be huge for them moving forward, considering bases have been loaded almost this entire inning, 2 big plays. But how about Vestal coming in, shutting it down, really using that movement to her advantage.
And she come in and got a strikeout and a ground ball. Carly Shelton at the plate facing Vestal. Call strike, 1-1, the count. And if Vestal can get out of this, even though Carolina scored a run, I think they'll have more frustration about leaving runners on base already added to what they've done this weekend.
Yeah, talking to both coaches, I felt like both of them were talking about the importance of taking what you can get when the momentum is on your side, right? The person or the team that can control the environment a little bit more is going to be the one that comes out on top. And I think you see the Aggies right here controlling this.
Outside, 3-1. No place to put Carly Shelton.
Shelton came up big last night. Can she do it again here for the Gamecocks?
Deep to right, back toward the track, just shy of it. Allie Enright will make the catch. And bases loaded, nobody out. Carolina will.
This season for Carolina, and the biggest one, of course, Vaughter. We saw her in the circle last night, but Denver Bryant is a huge pickup for Carolina, especially coming from Auburn, was a starter, career 300 hitter, experienced at third base. I mean, that's a puzzle piece that you will gladly add to your lineup, but not to mention she's got such a big personality.
Started off with Ryland Wiggins for the Aggies in the bottom of 2. Vaughter against Emily Kennedy last night. We thought it would be a pitcher's duel. It certainly was for most of the game. That hit Wiggins coming out of the right-handed batter's box, but I believe she was still in the box, so that'll be a foul ball. If you're out of the box and in fair territory, that's an out. But still in the box and still at the plate. Now, Emily Kennedy, though, last night, I guess you could say she outdueled Elena Vaughter. Kennedy got her 11th win of the year, leads the nation. 6th shutout of the year, also leads the nation. And she worked out of some early trouble, which A&M has done again today.
I think she's really, coming into her own finally as a junior. I mean, lefty, 70, and can just whip that ball in there. Now she's adding the changeup. To me, I feel like this can be an All-American season for Emily Kennedy, especially if she keeps throwing the way she is.
That's a called strike on the inside corner. And Sage Margetko starts the inning off with a K looking of Ryland Wiggins. That's her 3rd strikeout.
Yeah, a little deceptive here. Look at the way Sage steps to the left and then gets that arm in the slot and comes back towards the hitter. Little screwball action. He hasn't been calling the inside half a lot to those righties. sure it shocked Wiggins a lot, but I thought that was a pretty good pitch to hit.
So after the strikeout, Kramer Eshte comes to the plate, and Marjetko starts her off with a strike. Eshte made her 8th start of the season last night, and she doubled in the game. Upstairs and a hard cut, came up empty.
Yeah, that's a big step on that stride from Marjetko. I mean, I think as a hitter, you can almost start to pick that up a little bit, that if she's stepping across her body, she's most likely going to come back to that arm side just like that. That is something that Coach Bev Smith said is just ingrained in her, and it's going to take a little bit of time for her to kind of fix that a little bit, make it not as easy to pick up. I mean, anything that you do that's different or that's, I guess, pickable, right? So it could be a stride, could be a grip, could be a motion, could be a facial expression. I know my dad in the past has told me plenty of stories in college about how he would pick pitchers on what face they were making. But that's how high level of hitters in the SEC are. They can pick the little things like that, not to mention you've got a million cameras on you at one time. So really anything that you're able to tip, somebody's going to find it.
You can't hide anything now.
It's just a matter of time.
Up the middle. Kramer Eshte gets the start in the first 2 games of the weekend, and she's having a very nice couple of days.
Eshte showing up when her number is called, fighting for a spot in this lineup, and gets her barrel above the ball. She's able to drive it right back up the middle. Coaches do say she is a gap-to-gap line drive hitter, so this tracks for Eshte. If she can keep it there, she's going to have a good day today.
So with Eshte on first base, the Aggies will send Kennedy Powell to the plate. She's gone to center field, and backing up is Riley Blampede, and she'll make the catch. There's 2 outs. Top of the order now for A&M. Coco Woolley coming up, grounded out to shortstop back in the first inning. So the 357 now, the average. Woolley looking for her first hit this weekend. On the run and safe at second base with the stolen base. It's Kramer Eshte.
A little bit of a late reaction too there from Desiderio. He's got such a strong arm behind the plate. Just a little off target.
Eshte now 6 of 7 on her stolen base attempts this season. Coco Woolley, it's 3-1. Marjetko ready to go again. That's high, walked her.
was going to say wear it, but I guess a walk is just as good without the bruise.
Not on ball 4. There's been some free passes in this game already for Marjetko. That's 3 walks. On the other side, the A&M starter, Emily Levitt, who has now exited the game. Levitt had walked 3 and hit a batter in the last inning. Jazz Hill, Arizona State transfer, having a big season after hitting just .220 in Tempe last year.
Yeah, and I think it's so funny just to hear Coach Ford talk about Jasmine Hill. She said she's gotten better every single year. She said, you know, last year's kind of a wash. We weren't together, so I don't even really consider it a year for her. She's like, we've been together our whole career. She was like, well, just forget about last year. It doesn't count.
Yeah. And then again, that right fit coming here to A&M. Hill walked in the first inning and scored the first run of this game. Too high and 2-0.
I'm noticing how tall Jazz is standing in the box. She's really upright when the pitch starts, and as it comes, you can see her load into that back hip, kind of controlling that movement.
Pitch in the dirt. Runner is going to be thrown out at third base. Kramer Eshte on the slide ran into Denver Bryant, and Bryant is down.
The ball beat Eshte to the base. Bryant was waiting to make that tag. Eshte trying to avoid the tag. I think maybe the mask might have collided.
We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll check on Denver Bryant on that play at third base. Back to College Station in a moment.
All right, fans, it is time to throw it down to Cassidy for Can You Beat the Aggies?
Denver Bryant being helped off the field during the break after she made the tag out of Kramer Eshte on the stolen base attempt. And you can see the face mask of Eshte struck the, I'd say, the left cheekbone of Denver Bryant.
Yeah, honestly, Bryant does an incredible job of sweep tag straight to the base, keeping her eye down on the tag. And unfortunately, just a tough situation there, trying to avoid that tag. Just catches her right in the cheekbone. That's a tough one.
And it was a caught stealing that did end the second inning.
11 kitchen appliances. Now let's see how Aggie softball did.
So it's 1-1 going to the third. So Bryant playing third base and hitting seventh in the Carolina lineup. Due up this inning for the Gamecocks, 3, 4, and 5. Kiana Jones, Anaya Black, and Zoe Leno. Bryant was helped off the field, and at the moment might put her down as questionable right now. Not sure if she would return to the game or not.
Congratulations, you're going home with some Aggie swag.
Meanwhile, Brooke Vestal gets ready to start the third inning. She came in and did a brilliant job of getting the Aggies out of a jam in the second.
Occupied seats in sections 102 through 108. We thank you in advance for relocating. If someone has to
Vestal is making her 8th appearance, her 6th in relief.
Fielder number 27, Kiana Jones.
So to the third we go. Brooke Vestal against Kiana Jones. Jones hit a hard liner back in the first inning that was caught by the Aggie third baseman Kennedy Powell. That was off the A&M starter in the circle, Emily Levitt. And now A&M is on to Brooke Vestal out of the bullpen.
It's so interesting hearing Ford talk about Vestal and, you know, her journey to A&M. A lot of times when a grad transfer's coming in, you don't really want to mess with them. They don't want to be tinkered with in the circle. And of course, Ford being one of the great pitching minds, she's like, what do you want from me? Do you want me to help you? Do you want to change anything? She said, Coach, I want to be the best pitcher that I can be. Whatever you need to do to help me get to that point, I'm down. And I think that goes to show she's such a student of the game. She wants to be a coach eventually. They have a lot of talks about, you know, how to approach the game, how to approach hitters.
Sure, Tricia Ford had to appreciate Vestal's willingness to be coached.
She loves it. She loves the hard-nosed, get your hands dirty, I want to do the work and reap the rewards.
Kiana Jones, a foul ball and a full count. Carolina has gotten the leadoff hitter on in each of the first 2 innings. A double by Blampede in the first. She was stranded. A walk by Leno in the second. Leno scored the Carolina lone run. Hit very hard, but well foul.
Got to be heads up in that bullpen.
Right over the wall where those Aggies are.
Yeah, almost caught a stray.
Watching the game. That looks like it'll get out of play. It will, third base side behind the A&M dugout.
And you can take that ball home with you courtesy of the Dixie Chicken.
Tell how spinny this ball is coming out of the hand of Vestal by how many balls are getting popped up, out of play, way in front.
Big pitch, another one by Brooke Vestal. Strikeout looking.
3-2 count, this curveball. Leaving it over the middle, honestly, Jones had an opportunity there, but that spin, once again, freezing up these South Carolina hitters. It's tough when a pitcher has that much movement out of the hand. It looks like a completely different location than it ends up because it's got such late break and sharp break.
Inside, and Anaya Black is up. She flew out deep to right field to end the first inning. It was a ball that was caught by Allie Enright as Enright went on to the track. Up in the zone, a swing and a miss by Anaya Black. And now Brooke Vestal works out in front. Breaking ball outside, and it's 2-2. So the sun is out in College Station, but the wind came with it. So it's a little bit chilly. Brooke Vestal has come in and made quick work of Carolina. Terrific stuff out of the bullpen for the Aggie right-hander.
Yeah, how about Vestal stretching the zone? Able to use the curve and then goes up with the rise. She is in control of her pitches right now. If she can stay working from ahead, I think we're going to see a lot of swing and misses.
Zoe Leno at the plate, walked and scored a run an inning ago. Center field and coming in, Jazz Hill. That will end the inning. Through 2.5. That ended the inning in the bottom of 2.
Ooh,
now
got him.
Struck at first base.
Half the coaches or the player's favorite coach.
Yeah.
How about this one? Just hit him with it, huh? Jazz Hill, right off the bat. He tries, just can't get out of the way. I'm going to give him a hard time about that one later.
I mean, just as we're talking about one player having to leave the game one corner, I mean, one struck a coach this time. But to finalize things on Denver Bryant, she left the game. It looks like she will not return due to the injury there at third base. So Bryant out, and looks like Zoe Leno will take her spot at third base. Leno already started the game as the DP. Out in front of that, Jazz Hill, strikeout by Marjetko.
And you see when she works ahead, she can use pitches like this, change up beautifully placed. Fools Jazz Hill out of the hands, looks like a strike. Again, at the last moment, it ducks down.
Hard cut by Trinity Cannon, but a swing and a miss.
It's a good adjustment. An in-at-bat adjustment, swings at the rise ball, and then is able to lay off of it there. When Cannon is her best, she's being disciplined.
Liner, and that's right at Brooke Blankenship.
Two quick outs. Julia Cottrell coming up to the plate. If I'm Cottrell, I'm thinking, I'm going to take a pitch. I'm going to give it some room. Our team just got onto offense. We already have 2 outs. I want to keep South Carolina out on the field for just a little bit longer.
And Sage Marjetko, she's allowed traffic in each of the first 2 innings. She herself could use some quick work in a 1-2-3 frame. She'll have to get through Julia Cottrell to do it. Called a strike up in the zone.
Yeah, that's a good pitch. I hear a lot of moans and groans from the crowd here, but I would take that all day. And I love this, Julia Cottrell calling time. Down 0-2, she knows this is going a little bit fast. She's controlling her AB here. She's probably feeling a little bit outside of herself. Just trying to get a moment to kind of breathe. She said, you think she's gonna go back up? I think she's gonna hit you with that changeup.
She may have thought this inning's gonna be too quick for Marjetko.
Yeah,
I've got to stall at
absolutely.
least. And she's down in the count 0-2. Off came the mitt of Julia Desiderio.
I love watching the smiles after that happens, because we've all been there. We're like, oh, didn't mean to do that.
She knows she's going to hear about it from her teammates for a while. That is a quick and easy inning for Sage Marjetko. Sits down the Aggies 1-2-3, and she did. A&M had 5 hits. A&M got the runs late to lead, or excuse me, to win it 3-0. A&M looking for the series today. Carolina hoping to even things up. Here's A&M's spray chart from last night.
Yeah, almost complete opposites or mirrors of each other, but you look at who's in the circle. Kennedy, the lefty, versus Vaughter, the righty. More of a drop ball. Kennedy is trying to overpower you, but South Carolina, if I remember correctly, pulled a few balls, lefties, mostly Shelton, my MVP of yesterday, even though that they lost, had a heck of a game.
It's 2-0 count to Carly Henderson. Henderson walked back in the second inning. Since Brooke Vestal entered, she has retired all 6 Gamecocks that she's faced. Left field. That wind has died down a little bit. Kramer Echete will make this catch. So Denver Bryant was
pretty impressive while you're getting hit in the face with a helmet. Hope she's feeling okay, able to come back tomorrow.
So since Bryant is out, it is now Bree Warren at the plate. Not only a College Station, Texas native, a transfer from Texas A&M. Now playing against the Aggies here today.
Yeah, was on the SEC all-freshman team her freshman year, then got injured her sophomore year, had to redshirt. So she's definitely got some experience in the SEC.
Trisha Ford is coming out. It's a 3-0 count to Warren. She wants a quick word with Brooke Vestal and the entire Aggie infield.
Yeah, I think she's getting on to Cottrell right there about sticking that pitch a little bit too long. There's a lot of unspoken rules in this game that we've got. And one of those is showing up the umpire. Of course, you always want to make sure you got a good relationship with them. You don't want to hold that too long, and even if you do think that it is a strike. But I think that meeting there just to kind of reset, give everybody a clean slate.
So Vestal threatens to put her first runner on base in this relief appearance. On 4 pitches, walks Bree Warren.
A lot of energy from the Gamecock dugout. I liked that walk.
Julia Desiderio.
This to left field, backing up onto the track. Kramer Echete will make the catch. Hit well by Julia Desiderio.
Yeah, that was a shot. Echete doing an incredible job at turning her hips. Actually had to flip her hips around during that route back to the ball. I think it's cool to see A&M develop through this reign of Trisha Ford and how much better positions have gotten. Just the work, the depth, the experience. Echete coming over, another one of those transfers. Her and Kylie Griffin from UL, Louisiana, who actually just upset Oklahoma. Big storyline in NCAA softball. Down goes the Sooners.
A rarity. Here's Regan Bennett. Carolina has hit a few deep fly balls close to or onto the track that have been caught today. Black in the first inning, Shelton in the second inning. A moment ago, Desiderio. Swing and a miss by Regan Bennett. Bennett in for Brooke Blankenship, hitting in the 9 spot in the lineup. Struck her out swinging. Brooke Vestal continues to do terrific work.
Yeah, how about Florida taking down Alabama today?
That was the opening game of that series.
First game of the series. They've got the Monday slot this weekend.
And then South Carolina comes in at number 22. Kentucky is playing a series against LSU to start conference play. LSU won last night. Also last night in the opening game of their series, a rivalry series, Mississippi State beat Ole Miss. Swing and a miss by Ayanna Coleman. Strikeout for Sage Margetko, who is possibly starting to cruise now. Margetko went 3 up, 3 down against the heart of the order last frame and did it with 2 strikeouts, and she K's Ayanna Coleman to start the bottom of the 4th here.
Yeah, she's doing a great job at getting ahead. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast about how she's throwing behind. She's not getting as many swings and misses. I mean, her whiff percentage is in the 98th percentile, so she's got some good stuff. But when you're pitching from behind, it's not as enticing to swing at. These last few innings, she's been able to get a few strikeouts by starting ahead and staying ahead.
Allie Enright showed bunt for a moment, pulled back, and then the pitch went on to the backstop.
Enright, look at her where her feet are at, almost heels almost touching that back part of the line. But I like that move for her. She's much stronger on the outer half. She's got a long swing, even. It's flat through the zone, but she's stronger on that outside pitch. So give yourself a little bit of room when you know maybe that's not your strength and that's the pitcher's strength. She's going to try to come at you with her best stuff regardless of what you're good at. If I'm a pitcher, I'm going to beat you with my best stuff every day.
Right back at Margetko. And there's 2 down.
Margetko really just settling in. You can see over the past few innings, she has just got command of her pitches. She's spotting it really well, according to the counts. She's making them chase on that 0-2, 1-2 count. Looks very much so in command, especially for a freshman in her opening appearance in the SEC.
First pitch swinging, Rylan Wiggins. That went foul down the left field line. Starting to get a crowd to gather behind the wall in the outfield. On this campus today, Texas A&M had a baseball game. They beat Rhode Island 6-0. That game just ended over at Bluebell Park, right down the road, and some of them have started, it looks like, come over from Bluebell Park and started to gather behind the wall here for A&M Carolina softball. Swing and a miss.
Come one, come all. Come watch some softball.
Well, I always love these SEC campuses in the spring. I mean, you could step on campus and see 3 to 4 athletic events in one day if it's February or March.
Best time of the year.
And these folks are doing it right. Hit one sport, get over to another, stand right behind the wall.
Good bang for your buck.
That's right. 2 for 1 today. It's a great crowd here. Almost had 2,000 last night at Davis Diamond. May get right around that or even more here today. On a nice Saturday with the wind up, bit of a chill in the air, but the sun is out. That always makes things a little pleasant. That just missed, and Rylan Wiggins stays in the count.
Somebody has to attack the screwball. Margetko is getting in on the hands of these righty hitters, and not one person has yanked it foul. I like to say you're kind of asserting your dominance, saying like, this is my half of the plate.
Way up and in foul territory. Zoe Leno will end the inning. The Aggies go 1-2-3 for the second straight frame. Sage Marjam in the second. She got him out of it. Faces the top of the order in Riley Blampede. Blampede, maybe the best Carolina hitter. Right now hitting .403. Doubled earlier today.
Had a big double yesterday as well, both in the right center gap.
Also, Carolina beat A&M 4 times last year. They beat them 1-0 in the SEC tournament in 8 innings. The one run for Carolina in that win over the Aggies in the conference tournament was driven home in the 8th by Riley Blampede. High in the air, this looks like it'll get to shallow center field. No, that's going to stay over the infield. Maybe that wind pushed it back onto the infield, and Ryland Wiggins will take care of it.
I was just about to say the wind is becoming a big factor. Jazz Hill was calling it in center field. Next thing you know, she's running, sprinting all the way to second base to back up Ryland Wiggins, making that catch.
And Carly Shelton at the plate. So as we work to the late innings, 1-1, A&M. They got their run in the first inning on an RBI single by Ayanna Coleman that scored Jazz Hill. And then Carolina got their run in the second inning. 4 free passes to start that frame. The bases were loaded because of 3 walks, and then Julia Desiderio was hit by a pitch, and Zoe Leno was able to walk home. Tie the game at 1. We've been there ever since. A&M looking for the series. Carolina hoping to even it up on the SEC's opening weekend. A walk issued by Brooke Vestal with 1 out to Carly Shelton.
Yeah, we haven't seen much action today, but I think both sides have done a great job at controlling the situations. Runners have been on. I mean, for South Carolina, they've left 8 runners on. A&M only 4, but both defenses, of course, you see zeros in the error columns for both teams. Yesterday, that wasn't the story. A lot of mishaps on defense, but today playing clean D, it helps when your pitchers are throwing pretty good games as well.
Carolina's going to get a hitter into the game in Marissa Gonzalez. Hitting for Kiana Jones. Gonzalez has played in 19 games, started 12. She has a .212 average. Away. And it looked like she was out in front, swing and a miss.
Yeah, that off-speed curve. Vestal just taking a little bit off and giving it a little bit more spin, and it just wiggles through the zone. Can you guess what adjective I was going to use, Will?
I think you were going to go with disgusting.
Disgusting,
yes.
Correct. That's a dirty pitch, especially to a righty, slow, sweeping away from you. It looks so good until it doesn't.
You used that explanation on a few of Emily Kennedy's offerings last night. It's going to get a runner to second base as that's in the dirt. Carly Shelton moves up.
think anytime a pitcher has a good off-speed or changeup, I know they like to say they're different, but anything slower than your hard stuff, it's so beautiful when they can throw it with command.
That's a call strike to Anaya Black. So a situation here in the top of the 5th. Carolina with a runner in scoring position, but 2 outs. Anaya Black with a 1-1 count. That'll go foul. Vestal possibly a pitch away from ending the inning and stranding a Gamecock runner on second base. Staying away, low and away. And another foul ball, stick with 2 strikes.
Trying to use that curveball on both sides of the plate, gets her fishing out on that off speed and then tries to come back in with the back door. I want to see Black get her hands out on this inside pitch.
Good pitch, got her looking on the outer half.
They have to chase outside of the zone.
So Marjetko works into the 5th and faces Kramer Este. Este's had a good weekend, and her first time up today, she singled. But Marjetko has sat down 6 straight Aggies. Look at that catch by Evan, the Aggie photographer.
Barehanded. Take a bow.
He's getting high praise from the crowd over there, as he should.
You would have thought that was a top 10 ESPN play with the way that the crowd exploded.
Also, that's expensive equipment.
True.
You gotta protect it.
At all costs.
Look at him, no big deal.
He's trying not to smile too hard.
I could do it again if I needed to.
Yeah, hit another one over here.
Said I'll make all 3 outs. So Este trying to work her way aboard. A&M has not put the leadoff hitter on base in any inning today. And now they have. Este will walk. Continues an excellent weekend for her.
Yeah, someone who's been in and out of the lineup, kind of battling for a spot in left field. And when your name gets called, you have to be ready to show up. Doesn't matter when, doesn't matter where. All that matters is that it happens, and she's been getting it done.
Carolina conversation with head coach Beverly Smith here. Innings, but just one of them was earned. So Vaughter against Kennedy Powell. Expecting bunt, they're creeping in on the corners, and now Powell won't need to bunt because the pitch got through Julia Desiderio into the backstop.
The only thing about drop balls is it's more likely that they're gonna have to drop down and block. And speed on the base pass. And quick instincts. Este, remember, she did take off on a changeup in the dirt. She was out, but she's got the instincts, and she's not afraid to go.
Yeah, I said Powell won't need to bunt now. Well, she won't need to bunt to send her to second, but can still square around to get her to third with less than 2 outs. Didn't show it there. That pitch was low and away. That's low and away also.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like this pitch is just falling out of the hand a little bit early. Needs to stay through just a little bit longer. Keep her arm through.
It's fouled off of her foot.
Remember, Powell's got a ton of speed as well. They love her in this 9-hole for that reason. She's got speed. She can turn the lineup over to the other speedster, Coco Woolley.
Too high. 2 Aggies aboard.
And does her job. Take a walk when it's given. And a good hold considering the zone that the umpire has had behind the plate. Knowing that that pitch is a ball off the bat.
Aggies feeling it. They have a chance to take the lead in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order, and Coco Woolley. She shows bunt, but the pitch is up and away. Woolley has grounded out and walked. Coming in on the corners again. Kept it right around home plate, and it's 1-1.
Trying to do her job, move these runners over in scoring position. You see the corners, Leno and Black charging extremely hard, knowing they have to be quick if they want to get Woolley at first.
So no bunt shown there, and a 2-1 count.
Woolley does have the ability to swing away. She sees those defenders come in. Not a bad idea to give it a hack.
Center field, backing up, Blampede makes the catch, 1 out.
That's the kind of swing you need from Woolley. I know that goes down as an out in the scorebook, but you've got to go into the dugout feeling good about yourself on that. You struck it hard, All-American pitcher in the circle. Big moment. They were just in the right spot at the right place. Blampede was shaded a little bit over into left center.
Jazz Hill at the plate, first pitch to her inside. Hill scored the first run of this game in the first inning when she walked and came home on a single by Ayanna Coleman later. After that, in the 3rd inning, she struck out.
And this is a matchup that dates back, 4 years. Hill, her time at ASU, Vaughter at Stanford, see a lot of each other in Pac-12 play. I can almost guarantee you that Hill was going back, analyzing those ABs. Same for Vaughter, knowing how to attack. Fifth year versus 5th year.
Big situation. Popped up over the infield, and Carly Shelton will make that catch. 2 down as Vaughter is trying to strand a couple of Aggies.
That inside pitch eating up these Aggie hitters. Impressive too, considering the zone is pretty small on arm side of the plate, inside to righties. Vaughter threw a screwball that last at bat to Hill, and I was kind of had a question mark too. Where was that?
Off speed to Trinity Cannon to start her count. Cannon is 0 for 2. Right side diving play, Anaya Black, and it'll turn the Aggies away. Emily Kennedy is in the game for Texas A&M as we go to the 6th tied at 1 yesterday. As we told you, she threw a shutout, her 6th of the year, leads the nation, and she got her 11th win, which leads the nation. And she faces Zoe Leno to start the 6th.
And we saw her last night, Friday, against Vaughter. Almost a little bit of deja vu today, but gonna bring that speed. Different look than Vestal. Vestal a lot more spinny. Kennedy's gonna come in and it's gonna feel like she's shoving it down your throat because she throws so much harder. It's gonna get on you so much faster. And then you add in that changeup that we talked about yesterday, that disgusting changeup that was on.
Backhand by Trinity Cannon on the line drive, and they'll retire Zoe Leno.
Yeah, that pitch just makes such a difference when it comes to hitters reading that ball and deciding to swing. The changeup is tunneled so well, and it makes those hard pitches look even harder.
Carly Henderson, a walk and a fly out. Just missed the outside corner. Good crowd here at Davis Diamond. They're starting to make some noise as that just missed.
I was going to say good crowd according not to the umpires.
No, he may think there's too many here right now. Comes back with a strike, 2-1 to Carly Henderson. Opposite field, over the head of the shortstop, Coco Woolley into left field. Base hit, Carly Henderson with 1 out.
Henderson staying hot off Kennedy. Yesterday had a double and a single. I think she's cracked the code on Emily Kennedy, realizing you don't have to swing too hard. Let her power provide the pop. Stays behind it, nice and simple swing, not doing too much. And I know you hear that all the time, but really the key is just stay balanced, stay behind the ball, and get your barrel to it.
Outside, and Julia Cottrell will head to the circle to talk with Emily Kennedy. So both teams a run and 2 hits. That's it today. The runs came early, which means we will decide this one late.
Yeah, you almost feel like today's game should have been yesterday's game with both aces on the mound. The fight, the clean defense that we've seen from both sides.
So it's Bree Warren at the plate. Came into the game for Denver Bryant to hit 7th after Bryant was injured. Warren walked her first time up. She came to the plate the first time in the 4th, and a 3-0 count as she bats against Kennedy. Denver Bryant looking on.
Loving the balls being called.
She's looking for another Gamecock base runner.
Yeah, you almost have to feel too like it's almost a little bit of redemption. I mean, Bree Warren was at Texas A&M, transferred to South Carolina. You always feel just like a little inner fire, like, yeah, I need to prove myself.
Yeah.
Like, coming
to
back
my
to
old teammates.
Yeah, your hometown.
Called strike, and you got a full count pitch coming now from Emily Kennedy to Bree Warren. Got her looking on the inner half.
There's always a stigma about Emily Kennedy not being able to throw inside to lefty hitters. Well, how about that? 3 back-to-back-to-back backdoor curveballs to a lefty hitter in Bree Warren. Just straight gas.
So 1 on and 2 out. Julia Desiderio flew out her last time up. It was deep to left field. Put a good swing on it. That was against Brooke Vestal. This is against Emily Kennedy. Check swing and laid off, and it's 3-0.
With the pace of Kennedy, she pitches so quickly, right? Her timing is fast. She grabs the ball, she steps off, she gets back on. And it's almost speeding up the hitters in the box as well.
She'll have to come all the way back against Julia Desiderio. It's a 3-0 count. And takes the first step toward that right there. With Desiderio likely having the take sign on. Lifted. And it falls into the glove of Ryland Wiggins. Carolina heading to the 5th. This one still tied at 1. Going to the bottom of 6. So A&M a run in the first and Carolina a run in the second, and then all zeros the rest of the way. Two 2-0 count to Julia Cottrell. So really, with it tied late, it has become another Elena Vaughter, Emily Kennedy matchup. And that's worth the price of admission right there.
I was about to say, that's what we all wanted coming into this weekend.
Good pitch on the outside corner. It's 2-1.
And it gets even harder as you see the hitters over and over again, right? This is probably the 4th or 5th time that some of these hitters are seeing Vaughter. So she's got to bring something different, figure out a new way to beat them. And the same goes for Kennedy on the other side against the Carolina hitters.
Vaughter thought she had strike 3. It just missed the corner against Cottrell. She shares a little laugh, but it's almost maybe sarcastic because I don't think she's too happy about it.
I think we saw that reaction from both Vaughter and Kennedy.
That is out of play right above us. If that is about a foot lower, it may fall right into the booth, and Tori would have had to make a play.
I was ready. Just want to let you know I was ready.
You had it. It was coming down right in front of you.
I was in my defensive position, ready to go.
You did. I didn't move.
Don't worry, Will. I'll save you.
You stepped up and prepared. I didn't move. That was Cottrell stayed around home plate, but that was a full count pitch inside. And she realizes now she's a leadoff walk. And it looks like we'll get a pinch runner. That's what it is Haley Golden will come into the game to run for Julia Cottrell. Ayanna Coleman coming to the plate. A&M's only run in the first. It was Ayanna Coleman who drove it in.
Ayanna Coleman, just such a good swing on a pitch on the outer half. Again, doesn't try to do too much, just gets the barrel right to it and let Margetko do the work. Stayed in her posture. Coleman is so strong, she just has to stay controlled.
Delivered once, can she do it again? Yes, she does, because she lays down a bunt that will move Haley Golden to second base. Sacrifice is successful.
Yeah, team ball right there. I love seeing a big hitter like Ayanna Coleman get up there and get the bunt down on the first pitch. Talk about the importance of the little things. A&M definitely celebrating Coleman as she got that bunt down in the dugout.
So Tricia Ford is out to talk to home plate umpire Robert Guest again. There'll be another change. They've got their scorecards out, or their lineup cards out. A&M will get Maya Perez in. Perez drove in a clutch run late last night.
I think the teammates are liking the walk-up song too. But Perez, earlier there was a flash in the dugout of the camera, and I was looking for her specifically because we talked about how the potential pinch hitters on this team are required to chart. Tricia Ford has them charting so that they're able to stay in the game They're able to know what's coming.
Well, the chess match continues because Beverly Smith now heads out.
Close ball game. Winner of this could decide a winner of the series.
And the matchup that matters most right now will be Elena Vader against Maya Perez. Perez with a ground ball. Nice play on the run by Brooke Blankenship.
Almost the exact same play from last night, except the runners were in different positions. Golden doing a great job at still advancing on a ball that's in front of her, seeing the play, going on her own accord, getting herself 60 feet closer to home.
Rylan Wiggins with a runner on third and 2 down. If Wiggins delivers, if Golden scores, you would then go to the 7th with A&M looking for 3 outs to win the game, and that would also win the series for them.
Yeah, Wiggins had a hard shot yesterday off of Vader into the knee of Denver Bryant. So she's gotten a good piece from Vader. Got to have a little confidence going in the box. Try to get the go-ahead hit for your team right here.
Called strike and a 2-1 count. So 3-1 now. There are a couple of bases open. There's a walk. Wiggins walks. Kramer Eshte will step to the plate.
It's a big-time AB from Wiggins. 2 outs, drawing a walk. Now you have the ability to create a little chaos on defense. 2 speedsters on the bases. Have the option to put Wiggins in motion. And Eshte sticking the ball well. Already has a hit on the day.
Hitting the walk. Been up twice and been on twice. To even the count at a ball and a strike. Vader against Eshte.
I think the small zone has really changed the landscape of this game as well. The pitchers are having to throw much more over the white. And if I'm a hitter, I'm taking note of how small the strike zone is and how the pitchers are probably going to have to bring it over that white.
That just missed.
But I'm surprised they're letting a lot of these fat pitches go right down the middle and not even an aggressive take. If you're a hitter in this situation, you should be ready to go. You're trying to swing at a strike. What's better than one down the middle?
It's a clutch situation. This is the time you got to want it, got to swing. Foul ball. 2-2. Eshte stays in there.
I think I'm feeling it a little bit too up here. I'm getting a little anxious. My heart is racing a little bit. This is the biggest AB of the entire game thus far. Who's going to come out on top?
It'll be Vader as she strikes out Eshte And in the bottom of the 6th, the Aggies strand runners on 1st and 3rd. Now, runs have been hard to come by, and it's been tough in clutch situations for both teams. You saw there, Carolina 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. A&M 1 for 7 in that situation.
And either one really cashing in on those opportunities.
It's Brooke Blankenship at the plate and a 1-1 count to her. Both teams just 2 hits on the day. The line scores look exactly the same. A run, 2 hits, no errors for both the Aggies and the Gamecocks. This is what you get with the SEC. Tight games usually decided late. The smallest thing can be the difference sometimes.
You know what they say, it just means more.
It feels like it here at Davis Diamond today. Tense pitches. Fouled off there by Brooke Blankenship.
Yeah, I think you can feel the tension. I mean, we saw some chatter from both dugouts a little bit earlier. It's so tense, cut it with a knife.
Backhand, Woolley got to make a long throw and a nice play.
Such a tough play from Coco Woolley. Tough meaning like, dang, that was good. Coco in the 5-6 hole, she's just got such a strong arm. I'm really confident that she can throw anybody out from any position. Deep in the hole like that to get it in all the way over to first base, no bounce. Cuts that wind. A lot of times you see it sail up.
So Blampede facing Kennedy. Blampede's double in the first inning was off the starter, Emily Levitt. Since then, against Brooke Vestal, she hit into a fielder's choice and popped up. And now, as far as this game is concerned, faces Emily Kennedy for the first time. Two and two. Top of the Carolina order, and Blampede trying to work her way aboard. Full count. Hit well, but that's a nice play by Rylan Wiggins. And these teams keep flashing leather all weekend long.
Now that's the way you have your pitchers back. Just a shot off the barrel. Rylan Wiggins getting a great first step. Bang, bang. And they're pumped up. Making up for those errors yesterday. Had a little bit of a messy game. Today, not so much. Different story.
So with 2 down, Carly Shelton at the plate. She walked her last time up. She's flown out today, and that fly out was deep to right. The wind is still blowing, kind of in from left field, not as hard as it once was earlier today. Shelton trying to become a base runner, trying to draw another walk, just as she did in the 5th. Emily Kennedy says you can't go just yet. Let's keep dueling.
Yeah, this zone is exactly what you want as a hitter and the complete opposite of what you want as a pitcher.
Well, Shelton thought she'd gotten the walk right there. Robert Guest said, come on back, full count.
Yeah, on the inner half.
Kennedy came all the way back and got her swinging.
Kennedy,
she's pretty fired up about it.
yeah, she's under the big one that sticks out. The walks, 5 for South Carolina, 7 for Texas A&M, and then the runners left on. The pitchers are giving you free passes. That's your cue as a hitter to move those runners around, find a way to get them across home plate. But neither team having much success of that.
Both teams have essentially left it to their dominant pitchers. Elena Vaughter in. That's going to drop into the glove of Carly Henderson on the run in the right center field gap. It was off the bat. Kennedy Powell. Top of the order now, and Coco Woolley.
Texas Aggie shortstop number 3, Coco Woolley.
Woolley's 0 for 2. She did walk in the second inning.
She
1-1 now.
She did have that hard line out to center field her last at bat. She's got to feel at least a little bit of confidence coming into this bat, knowing that she can square it up the way she did last AB.
Lifted to center. Now drifting over to left. Wind kind of pushed it down over to left field. Kiana Jones. It's actually Marissa Gonzalez who's now in for Jones, so Gonzalez makes the catch.
And Coco just missed underneath that one. It's so funny, we talked about getting on top of the ball with Sage Marjetko in the circle early in the game. Usually you'd like to try to elevate Vaughter's ball a little bit, but that one was a rise ball, so she did need to get on top of it. But Vaughter, that rise ball really helps offset that drop ball, expand the hitter's zone in their eyes. Really, any pitch at your eyes is going to be more susceptible for you to swing because it looks so juicy and so fat up there.
So Vaughter trying to get Jazz Hill to end the inning. A fly to right, a fly to left, and now Hill down in the count 0-2. High chopper, easy play, Anaya Black, and we will go extras in College Station. And both teams have left it to their aces. Emily Kennedy shutout ball last night, got the win, and now she entered the game in the 6th. Pitches on into the 8th, faces Marissa Gonzalez to start the top of 8. Quickly down in the count 0-2 after that foul ball. Right field. Allie Enright is there.
Allie Enright had a couple plays out there today in right field, flashing some leather.
She's had a good season in general.
First baseman number 1, Anaya.
I just can't get over that she's Enright, and her last name is Enright. I think about it every time. I'm like, Enright.
Now, you always have to pause when you call it. To right.
It's the little things that make it fun, you know?
Makes the catch. Anaya Black immediately down in the count. So just 2 hits for Carolina, and one of those was a double to lead off the game in the top of the 1st. and just a Carly Henderson single in the 6th since then. Emily Kennedy gets a strikeout of Anaya Black.
That off speed for Kennedy has these hitters really questioning way ahead what they're going to swing at. Are they going to get the hard stuff? Are they going to get the changeup? Right there, you could tell Anaya Black really wasn't sure at the last minute. She decided to swing, but way out in front of that changeup. Kennedy is continuing to look sharp.
As far as the hits, go back through the scorebook on the Aggies side. They got a first inning single from Ayanna Coleman, a second inning single from Kramer Eshte, and that is it. The Aggies' last hit, the second inning. Zoe Leno finds herself down in the count, 1-2.
It's a great spot. 1-2 count. You know what the zone is. You're going to throw it there. If he gives it to you, that's great. But Kennedy is well aware of this zone, what side of the plate she's getting well.
Going into foul territory, Kennedy Powell will make the catch. So the Aggies, another line looking to even it. Trinity Cannon, bottom of the 8th against Elena Votter, leads it off low and in to start. And this is SEC play. This is, you'll face this time again. Close games late. Who flinches first? Who comes up with the big hit?
The rally caps are on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's got a headset on.
Yeah, calling the game with us.
Sav, down to you.
Exactly. What's the report from the dugout?
Oh, right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree.
The mood is tense. It's late. It's 1-1. She didn't look too tense.
That was,
Nice
I'm looking
and
at that. I'm like,
relaxed.
how did she make that? I think she just got a pair of scissors.
She's trying to radio in a win. Radio in a walk.
Hey, it's only weird if it doesn't work, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Foul territory, and Anaya Black will take care of it.
A lot of pop flies today from both squads. Really sky high, having to keep your feet moving, stay underneath it. A little bit tougher with the wind. It's died down a little bit, but it's still got some life in it.
Julia Cottrell, 2 walks today. She's also struck out. Close play at first base after a nice job defending by Brooke Blankenship. Cottrell is there.
Yeah, on the outer half, gets around it, just gets enough of it out of the reach of Leno. Again, deep in that hole, slow roller. Whew.
Good call, she was safe. And Blankenship had to feel that after, I think, Leno barely got a glove on it. That's tough to do.
Yeah, and not to mention she's coming across your sight. But they immediately, both of them, Leno and Blankenship, asking for a video replay.
This play may go under review. It looked to us like she was safe to us, or at least to me. I won't speak for you. conference game.
Pulling on the field is safe.
Play under review back at they review them back at conference headquarters in Birmingham, Alabama, and they just gave word that the call is upheld. Safe call. Julia Cottrell at first base.
This is why it's so important to hit the front side of that bag, because it really is just millimeters of difference in being safe and being out, whether or not you hit the front part of that bag or the back side.
Infield single, the Aggies' first hit since the second inning. Ayanna Coleman, a swing and a miss on the first pitch to her. She has one of the Aggies' 3 hits. Drove in that run in the first inning. Off the bag at third base. College Station, Texas native. Can make the hometown proud. Check swing, didn't go around, held up.
I will say the strike zone has really affected a lot of outcomes of these ABs for both teams. I think there are a lot of opportunities that they could have been rung up.
Hit that the opposite way.
It's almost making the hitters less aggressive. Of course, they're 0-2.
Russ Heffley's been hit once today, and he said not going to happen twice here.
He's dancing over there in the coach's box trying to get away from these foul balls.
Left field coming in. Marissa Gonzalez will make the catch. 2 outs.
Gonzalez was playing pretty deep. I thought it maybe had a chance to drop in front, but got a good read on it. Good break.
Number 33, Allie Enright.
First pitch to Allie Enright inside for a ball. Another pitch inside, 2-0.
Desiderio getting some ideas back there, trying to throw out Cottrell at first. Had a little bit of umpire interference.
Try to go back up the middle, and they'll get Enright. Carly Shelton fields and throws. We play has thrown 3 shutout today after 7 shutout last night, and she rolls on. That will miss to Carly Henderson to start the count. Henderson has one of the 2 Carolina hits. Singled in the 6th. She's also walked today. Not a lot happening. And again, the runs were in the first for A&M, in the second for Carolina. A lot of zeros thrown up after that.
If you can track that ball down.
So nightfall for the 9th. Who claims this one? Do the Aggies get the series, or do the Gamecocks get even? On the run, coming in, Allie Enright. 1 out.
Such a great addition to the Aggie defense. Enright, we saw her in center field last year. This year, moving over to right field. I said it earlier in the broadcast, but the outfield is really a place that A&M didn't have much depth the past few years, and so having the options has really opened up a lot of opportunities for some people to get out there and fight for a spot. And Allie Enright shows you why she's coming out on top, not to mention the hot bat she's got as well.
The finale of this series is tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Will it be the decider, or will A&M look for the sweep? We're deciding that here as we keep moving on from Saturday afternoon on to Saturday evening. Bree Warren at the plate. That's off speed. That's a call strike. Warren came off the bench. This is the third time she's come to the plate. She's walked and struck out. Emily Kennedy with a grimace as she gets that ball back. She thought she may have painted the corner. It's a full count though. Swing and a miss there.
And that's a strikeout.
2 down.
Emily Kennedy going back to the off speed. When she keeps it low, it's so deceptive. It looks like it's coming in like that curveball, and then all of a sudden, last second, it drops off, and you realize your barrel missed it a long time ago.
Emily Kennedy has sat down 10 in a row, and she faces Julia Desiderio. Kennedy came in for the 6th, got a line out, and then allowed a single, and then started that streak of 10 in a row, sat down. This will make it 11 straight, and this will send us to the bottom of the 9th. Still tied. Elena Votter came on in the 5th for Carolina and has kept the Aggies off the board since then.
Wiggins flashing that bunt, trying to catch Black on first, sleeping. She's playing behind the base.
Chopped and a fair ball. Now they had her played toward the line with Marissa Gonzalez out there, and that will keep Wiggins to a single.
Notice how Wiggins used that flash of the bunt to draw Leno in and then take a hack at this pitch. Bounces it over the head of Leno. That's the first base runner, or first leadoff base runner we've had in quite a few innings. You could see the emotion. Wiggins is fired up.
Kramer Eshte, the hitter, she will show bunt. That's foul. But I go back to that single by Wiggins. She hit that down the line, and obviously she has plenty of speed. Usually a ball down the line, she's going to get a double out of. But credit Carolina where they played Marissa Gonzalez in left field. They had her played down the line. If that's any kind of long run for Gonzalez, Wiggins is going to take second base and be in scoring position. They keep her at first. It is a base hit. A&M 4 hits now. Carolina 2. Eshte can't lay down a bunt 2 times, and now 2 strikes on her.
Comes down to the little things in these games. Not being able to get down that bunt might cost you.
Has to swing away here and may have hit into a double play. She did. Blankenship stepped on the bag and threw to Black. 2 outs.
It's gonna cost you if you can't get your bunt down. This ball struck well, but right up the middle, Blankenship knows that she can step and throw, and I love the way she gets ready for the throw as she's stepping on the base, so she's not wasting any movement. And a good job by Black sticking with that. It's a big play and a big moment there for South Carolina defense.
Kennedy Powell 2 flyouts, also a walk. Into foul territory, out of reach of Zoe Leno.
Covering
It's
a lot of
actually
ground.
Blankenship who got over there, tried to make the sliding effort. Blankenship and Gonzalez into foul ground, just couldn't get there.
Yeah, a little bit of gymnastics to avoid the collision there too, through the legs.
Nine won't do it. To the 10th we go in the order. Starting with Brooke Blankenship. Blankenship is 0 for 3. Then it's the top of the order in Riley Blampede, who's 1 for 4. And then after Blampede, due up is Carly Shelton, who is 0 for 3.
I would say it gets easier as the game goes on because you've seen these pitchers so many times, but both Kennedy and Vaughter coming in late in this game, so not many opportunities today off of them, and both look stronger and stronger as they go.
On the run, Woolley managed to get the glove on it, but just knocked it down. Likely an infield single there for Blankenship.
Yeah, Coco showing off the range there at shortstop. Fields this, can't get her legs quite underneath her. Wiggins, though, trying to finish the play over there at second base, but Blankenship too speedy.
Here's Blampede. Blampede's 1 for 4, doubled her first time up. Last time up, hit a laser liner, but it was right at Rylan Wiggins. Wiggins made a nice catch. The Aggies' second baseman.
You know things are serious when your best hitter is putting down a sacrifice bunt. Shows you how important that run at first base is. Go ahead, run.
Well, Blampede is who beat the Aggies in extra innings in the SEC tournament last year. Emily Kennedy and A&M trying to avoid that treatment this year. 3-1. Stays right in there. Full count pitch coming to Carolina's top hitter with a runner on first and nobody out in the top of 10. Diving effort by Wiggins, can't get it. The throw to third, and they got Blankenship. On that, Blampede went to second.
This is huge. Either way, the cookie crumbles here. This is such a big play. Blampede drives it up the middle past a diving Wiggins. And Blankenship, the ball is right in front of her. She sees this, and she trusts to go on her own instincts. Jazz Hill, don't test her in center field. An incredible throw and right on the money for the tag.
It's under review in Birmingham, but it looked like the right call was made. The call of out from the replays we looked at, I would think it would stand.
I agree with you. I have a hard time understanding. I mean, I know the pressure's high, but the ball is right in front of you. You gotta trust your instincts at the end of the day, and I applaud Blankenship for that, because a lot of people wouldn't have even attempted. And this play was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. It's a great angle here. We see Kennedy going for the tag. Ooh. It's a lot closer on this replay because of the back foot, the way her hips are angled towards Kennedy. Her top foot is further away than that knee. And it looks like Powell goes to tag the knee that is underneath, but the stretched out foot gets to the base around the same time. Again, it's gonna be tough when you don't have conclusive evidence that the call went one way or the other. I think this call might stand here out at third base.
That's the key. From what I saw, I don't think there's something there that could overturn the out call.
And how about that throw from Hill? Under pressure, do or die, and just on the money. And the good thing about that throw was that, one, she made the tag for KP at third base, but also that she bounced it in. She didn't feel like she had to throw it straight to the glove. She was using the ground to her advantage. That's something that all outfielders should learn, is that accuracy is taken any day.
They upheld the call.
That's got to feel good for the Aggies. First out. It's one of the cardinal rules of softball: never make the first or third out at third base. Had the opportunity for a go-ahead run and an insurance run. Now they've only got one duck on the pond. Blampede at second base. Dead ball. Oh, I think that might be a good call. It looks like just a smidge early.
Yeah, this would erase the hit by Blampede. Blampede's now at second base because she singled and then went to second on that throw. She would no longer be on second base.
Oh, yep. She left early. Wow, that's an incredible catch by the A&M dugout.
I just thought the same thing.
Especially because look at the way she's set up. She's set up with her front left foot on the base. Her right foot is behind her. So even if she takes a step with her right foot, her left foot is still on the base. So she's taken a step and a half before she's truly off. And that just goes to show how early she started. But it did look like she was off that base before Kennedy let go of the ball.
Well, Scott Mayer is getting the information from SEC headquarters in Birmingham. Wow, what a big call here.
That is huge. And the way Ford explains it to me is, you know, everybody's got their job in the dugout, so it's not always the three coaches you see standing right here in charge of that. You've got Gianna Mancha, who's the volunteer assistant. You've got Hallie Harger in there, who's a recruiting coordinator. They've all got jobs, right, to look at and point that out, and it might turn in their favor.
The ruling on the field is that the runner at first base left early. He is out.
What a big call. And here's a look into the rule book.
Thrown out at third, but still the dead ball. Nobody on, one out is way better than one out runner at second base and an opportunity to score for the Gamecocks.
So that's fouled out of play.
Nice catch. You can take that ball home with your courtesy of the Dixie Chicken.
And now Blampede will walk. She is on first base, but not on second after that call was changed. And Carly Shelton coming up to the plate.
got to figure out how to fix my scorecard after that long play.
Yeah, I did some erasing. There's no doubt. Shelton tonight 0 for 3 in a walk. A couple of times she has struck out. She K'd the only time she faced Emily Kennedy. Three balls and a strike.
Kennedy not one to show a lot of emotion, but didn't like that call there.
Backhand by Trinity Cannon. So now Blampede is where she was earlier, second base, but now it's with 2 outs. Marissa Gonzalez stepping up. Gonzalez hit for the first time in the 5th inning. Went around as they appealed to Stephen Gould, third base umpire. Since entering in the 5th, Gonzalez is 0 for 2. Strikeout, flyout. Hit this well to left, going back, and that is up against the wall. Kramer Eshte will make the catch. Deep fly ball, Marissa Gonzalez. Not into the bottom of the 10th, top of the A&M order, Coco Woolley. That is right at Anaya Black. Quickly 1 out.
First baseman's getting a lot of love today. Can't say I hate watching it.
You're good with it.
Got to show my first baseman some love. Anaya Black been locking it down over there at first base. Trinity Cannon for A&M.
Jazz Hill walked in the 1st inning and scored the first run of the game. Oh for 3 since then. A&M a run in the bottom of the 1st, Carolina a run in the top of the 2nd, and a whole lot of zeros since.
And for A&M, truly, it really could just take one swing for them to win it. You've got your 3 big hitters, Hill, Cannon, and Cottrell, waiting, salivating for their chance to end this game.
And that wind is not doing as much as it was earlier. So maybe not as much as of a factor for these power hitters.
Want to keep that barrel in the zone as long as possible. Staying smooth.
Check swing, got her. Vaughter has been terrific since coming in, gets a strikeout of Jazz Hill.
Little check swing. I am surprised he didn't ask for help there, just with how intense this is, but I do think she definitely went around. I guess you don't need help when it's that obvious, right?
Inside to Trinity Cannon on the first pitch.
And really the inside pitch to the righties hasn't been getting called much, if at all. If I'm Cannon, toe up that line, take away the outer half, make that outer half look like middle.
Cannon fires away into the night and says good night. The Aggies walk it off and they take the series.
All it takes is one swing. The three big hitters had the opportunity. It was more of a question of which one was going to be the hero.
Trinity, did you just say it's time to go home on this Saturday night? What'd you see on that pitch, on that plate appearance? What were you looking for?
You know, I had been taking that outside drop ball all night, and before I got up there, I told my coach, I said, I am hitting this pitch. And sure enough, she came up there and threw me a changeup, and I got my hands through it. And the best feeling is coming to home plate and celebrating with them like that.
And you and I talked before the game. You told me your whole family was coming in to watch you this weekend. What is it like to be able to show up in the biggest moment on the biggest stage in front of the people you love the most?
Yeah, it's no surprise I struggled at the plate tonight, and I'm glad I could step up, not only for my family, but for my teammates and my coaches. Emily threw a heck of a game, and I was so proud of her, and I was like, come on, Trin, get it together and do it for her.
Yeah, you mentioned you were not having your best night at the plate. Tell me what it's like, you know, going through this grind of an SEC schedule, going up against a pitcher like Elena Vaughter. What was your mental like going into that at-bat? That was your 5th AB of the night. Walk me through what you're thinking. I know you're saying, let's go, Trin, I can do it. But tell me what you were thinking from AB to AB and how you got better as it went.
I was just trying to beat her at the mental game. I knew she would go in, out, change up. So I was trying to kind of guess at where she was going, and eventually I think I caught up to her pattern. I was sitting hard that first pitch, and I got the hard, and then I was like, okay, this is coming. And sure enough, it came.
Is this just, if this is SEC play, Trinity, now you're going to. We may not have a working headset now after that. Yeah. Well, we were going to go with one more, but the team got to her first.
I guess that's all they needed to say about the
That was
the game.
enough said. That was enough said right there. Our producer was Alyssa Killebrew Hogue. Our director was Thomas Burns.